Sylvia Pinegar, welcome to the America's Credit Union Conference.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
And you're doing the Instagram Takeover. What does that entail?
You know, it took me a minute to exactly figure out what to do. And I'll be quite honest, we reached out to our ad agency to make sure I was going to do it right. But what an Instagram takeover is, it's when you as a brand or a company allow a separate voice to take over your Instagram and give a separate, fresh, new perspective on something happening. So for this conference, what that's going to allow our Instagram followers to see is somebody not, from CUNA, but somebody experiencing the conference, what it's like to go, what it's like to crash, who's talking, what I got out of it, my value, my perspective. So it's essentially me speaking about my experience, but using your brand and your name.
What do you like best about Instagram as a social media tool?
So Instagram is my favorite by far of the 4,000 social media networks out there. And it goes back to the old, everyone knows the cliche phrase of a picture is worth 1,000 words. So instead of having to, type out this long, eloquent speech about what I'm doing and what I'm seeing and, my experience, instead, I get to take these great pictures and it's going to show as opposed to tell what I want people to see and what I want them to experience. So instead of trying to interpret their own way, they can actually see what it's like. They can get the excitement from the photos. They can see what they'll be up for when they decide after seeing this awesome Instagram takeover, what they're in for when they sign up to come next year.
What other advice would you offer credit unions about using social media effectively?
So the unfortunate thought process is that, we're a financial institution. We don't need to use social media. That's not for us. Well, it is though. If you have any sort of business or if you want to talk to any sort of member or client, social media is your friend. So instead of just kind of blowing it off or thinking about posting every once in a while, having a detailed plan on how to speak and what you want to say it's crucial. So that's the only way you can directly speak to any one of your members, no matter where they are. So for us, for using social media, Instagram, it's not only an advertising platform for us to say, hey, we've got these great rates that are out, or we've got this new product. It's also a way for us to show who our team workers are. So we can show, who the team members at different branches are. We can show when we're out in the community and what we're volunteering. This week, I actually get to show not only on the CUNA Instagram, but I'm sharing it also on our own credit union brand, what we do to make ourselves better, what we're working on to make credit unions better for you, the member. So it's a great way to just show what your business is all about.
Can you tell us a little bit about your day-to-day role at Keesler?
So at Keesler Federal, I am the digital development specialist, and I've also shifted into more of a social media coordinator position. So my whole focus is on creating a positive member experience in the digital realm. So day to day, I communicate with our members on Facebook, social media, Twitter, LinkedIn. So I not only just post and share what's going on, but we also get incoming messages when people have questions or they've got something they want to ask us about. They can come to us through that channel. So if it's 2:00 in the morning and you just got off your nursing shift, you don't have to worry about going into the branch and talking to somebody or trying to call when the line's open. They'll just send us a message and then I'll get right back to them in a medium that's much more convenient for them. And then on the other side of that, I also work with email communication. So when we've got something that we need to relay to our members, we work with a data analyst team to figure out who that membership audience is that needs to see the emails going out. And we draft awesome, engaging emails. And that's the other part of my job.
And you're a crasher at this year's conference. I know the conference hasn't really gotten underway yet, but what are you looking forward to most about your crasher experience?
So when I got the email that I was invited to come crash this conference, I was over the moon. So one of my other teammates got to crash the DCUC last year. And so I followed them on Instagram actually and watched all the pictures and read all about the experience. And I'm so excited to get to meet folks from other credit unions around the country, get to know them, see how their business works, and also, great networking experience. But I'm excited to get to hear leadership speak at such a big, important conference. So I'm actually newer to the credit union side. I worked in power and utilities for 7 years. So I'm about a year and a half into credit union. So I'm ready to just kind of deep dive and go all in and learn more about the business and be able to take home, since this is the Ideas That Move conference, I'm super excited to be able to take back all the great things that we're working on here and try to figure out how to shake it up back at our credit union.